Hi, this is Johannes from Luna, and you're watching an interview under fire.
So welcome. Is it welcome back to Texas or is it welcome to Texas?
It's welcome to Texas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever ventured out in this part of town?
No.
Like just
No.
anywhere at all?
No. And you know, the first thing I did, I went to the sixth story museum.
Around here?
Yeah.
Okay.
JFK Assassination Museum.
Oh, okay. So I mean, it's
like
almost like a tourist attraction at this point. So.
Well, it is.
Yeah.
But it was. I mean, it was a really good museum, though. Me and Thomas, we walked around with this guide and headphones, and it put it in there like a historical perspective who JFK who he was, and I really recommend that for anyone hitting Dallas.
So what do you think of when you hear the word Texas? The first thing that pops in your head.
It's probably that skull, or actually I don't know. The flag.
Pantera?
Yeah, I mean, they're from here. Yeah, I guess.
Not the first thing that pops in your head, though. It's interesting.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you something.
Yeah.
I was never a Pantera fan.
That's okay.
And I've tried. Yeah, I remember standing in my hometown at that in the late '90s, mid '90s. You can go to the record store and you can listen to the albums. You were standing by a CD player and I remember I really wanted to like Cowboys from Hell,
but I just couldn't.
I couldn't.
Well,
But after that, after they quit and all that, I kind of gone back and now I can appreciate Dimebag's guitar playing and guitar writing in a different way, he did something that was completely new, but at that point in time I was into different stuff.
Yeah.
So.
And that's okay, it's everybody has different tastes. It's funny because I like to start off with that question because a lot of the artists say, oh, Pantera, they think of a band that's from Texas, and you're visiting a Texas at a very interesting time because it usually, cold weather in Texas is not the first thing you think of when you come down here in the States in the southern part of the country. So
no.
So
well, yeah. Well, are you saying that it's cold now?
It's cold now. Well, for us, this is cold. Yeah. You're from Sweden, so you guys are this is nothing for you guys.
Cold.
This is probably summer for you guys.
Actually, yes, this is a bad summer day in Sweden.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to. We'll have to get into that in a little bit. So, new decade, first tour of 2020. Yes. So with Intronaut and Emma, Ruth, Rundle, how did that come about, and how does it feel? Does it feel like you're starting a new chapter with a new decade, new album, first tour?
No,
not at all.
Just doing the same thing.
Doing the same
just
thing.
Playing
okay.
Different songs. And when it comes to Emma and Intronaut, I mean, we played with Intronaut before. We keep in touch and stuff. We enjoy the band. We enjoy the people, and that's a big part of the whole. If you want to tour, I mean, starting with a new band, you always take your chances. Well, 99% people are nice, but we know that we work well with them. And Emma, I just like her music.
Yeah.
That's it.
So I think it's got a really good. I'd say a diversity of music genres in there.
Yeah, I mean, we work with that a lot when we kind of pick bands for tours. We want some a more broad spectrum than have 3 bands or 2 bands or 4 bands that play the same kind of music. It's just boring.
But hey, you guys have been at this. And speaking of boring, you guys have been at this for almost over 20 years. 1998, you may have.
Yeah.
And do you? Is there anything different now, playing shows, as opposed to when you guys first started? Do you still get nervous before a show?
No, I haven't got nervous for a show for 15 years.
So
which is, I mean, sometimes very rarely I feel something that resembles that feeling, but I never get nervous like I used to do. It's not about that. Playing shows now is such a differently motivated for me. It's more of like knowing that I'll have 1.5 hours going into something I rarely do outside of the band, and that like I'm getting an experience that I only get on stage in a different way than I used to.
Right.
It's more of I can't really explain it. I can't really put it into words. It's just like, and I want to. I don't want to use like cheesy words like meditation or something like that. But it's an introspective experience for me.
But can I add something to that? Because on one of your previous interviews that you've done, actually recently, you talked about passion.
Yeah.
And how you said something about it's best to limit touring to keep the passion going for the music you play.
Yes.
Why do you feel strongly about that? Because because the way I see it, it feels like it's an interesting way to look at things. Because if you do something for too long, I think what you're getting at is you lose that passion for that. And is that how you feel about making music, going like making film, just doing everyday activities in life? Like, why do you feel strongly about like that opinion,
about
that viewpoint?
passion?
Yeah,
because that's the driving force for everything good. I mean, if I would look at this as a job, which I would have to if we would have like a tour for like 6 months, or well, if we would be financially dependent on the band, for example, it would be. I mean, I would probably still have the passion for it, but I think I actually think that the risk of it dying out would be pretty big, and I mean I've seen tons of examples of that, of things it just becomes like an everyday thing.
Yeah.
If it doesn't become special, I mean, and I'm just talking about myself, it would just disappear, and I would lose the reason to do it in the first place.
Yeah. Okay. You know, you talked about not liking to work with labels very much.
I don't like it. I just try to stay away from it.
Why do you feel that way? Because you guys were with Earache for the longest time.
Yeah.
And then now you guys switched over to Metal Blade.
Yeah.
And you actually talked about how it's just amazing to have Metal Blade just take everything and you just kind of just take a step back.
Well, mostly it's just our manager take care of that side. And just we just throw out ideas, and if people can help us realize those ideas, that's I mean that's how it should work. Like I literally try to stay away from as much of the business side as possible.
Because it's important to keep that passion going, like you said.
No, right? Like, I don't care about it. Like it's not. I mean, you can be passionate about. I mean, it's important to be passionate about it, and the people working with it should be passionate about it. But I'm not. I'm passionate about this.
Right.
And if we can like work together, like you take care of that boring things, and I'll take care of this. Then it's a perfect relationship.
That's a very good viewpoint. So, what's your favorite part about touring? I mean, if you guys have. You try to stay away from touring like so much, like try to at least take breaks in between?
Yeah, I mean, we're not staying away. It's not a conscious decision. Like, we don't do it that much. That's just how it is. And like, I try to, when we kind of preparing for this tour, and then like we get thrown ideas, oh, how about the touring? Wait, I'm just trying to focus on this. Can we please talk about next tour after we're done? Like, when I've got home and kind of settle down for a while, then we can talk about other tours. Like I can't think about this right now. I'm trying to focus on this.
Okay. Well, I want to go on a new album right now because what's intriguing about me, seventh album, you know, the sound of the band. There's no specific category either. Did it just happen like that? I mean, do you guys have different genre tastes, like between each individual in the band, and kind of just
very
collaborate that way?
And I mean, I wouldn't say that we're. I mean, I listen to all kinds of music, but there are some kinds of music I don't listen to that other band members really are into. Not many people in the band are into metal at all.
And I think that's
which
great.
I am.
I actually think that's great
Yeah.
because that actually shows to me, Cult of Luna, that actually exemplifies the 20-year history about the different sounds you guys have with each album, each song. Like it's very refreshing, the music you guys put out.
And it's very good for me also. If like I write songs, and the other perspective kind of, other people in the band can come in with other perspective and kind of reform stuff that I put other ideas into it that I would not even it's not even in my DNA, because I have a certain way of looking at music because of my musical background. I'm pretty much, I think I'm the only one in the band that's more into like punk, hardcore, and like metal.
And you do have a punk hardcore
background, yeah,
from
of
where
course.
you
But
grew up.
I still listen to, I was into.
You mentioned Unbroken.
Yeah.
That came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it is what it is. But I can put on Nick Drake or Nick Cave album for that matter, or Tom Waits, and then listen to Mayhem after that. I mean, it's everything in between. I just bought Weezer Pinkerton on vinyl the other day.
That's one of my favorite albums of all time.
Yeah.
If we're gonna get into like that kind of music,
you know what? Okay, I'm going to tell you
ahead.
something embarrassing. I was into a Rough Trade in Brooklyn the other day.
Yeah.
And I got I just bought some essentials like Weezer, Elliott Smith, the Tom York Eraser album.
Awesome.
And then I walked past NWA Straight Outta Compton. And I don't have that, but that's an album you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an essential.
I didn't buy it. You know why? Because I felt like such a hipster, like getting that. Like I was I'm the whitest person in the store. Like yeah. Please, Weezer and NW. Like okay, I will get it in this store though, but I will go into a record store and just buy that. But yeah.
I mean, that just shows the diversity in your musical, elements that actually implement with what you play. So I think that's very interesting. Okay, by the way, one of my favorite bands of all time is Smashing Pumpkins. Your cover of Bodies.
I love Smashing Pumpkins.
My God,
Yeah.
that one of the bands I grew up with. Smashing Pumpkins, near and dear to my heart.
Yeah.
And when I saw them when they did their Shining Oh So Bright tour a couple of years ago, that was.
Yeah, I saw them last summer actually.
Yeah, one of the greatest performances. Yeah. And Billy Corgan looks great, But talking about like artists that influence us. So, I want to ask about Eric. Eric is actually the illustrator of your.
Yes.
Okay, he was with the band too, right?
Yeah.
Currently?
And you know what? Tonight he's doing the first show with the band for 6 years.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So is he on this tour? Like
he's on this tour, but he's not in the band.
Yeah.
But So we need and we've worked with the same guy, like a live guitar player since Eric left.
Yeah.
But he couldn't do it anymore. So we asked Eric, "Can you do this US tour?" Like, fuck yeah. So he's on the he will play his first show with the band tonight.
Was it Magnus or Frederick that's not playing, or are they
Magnus?
Both? Okay.
Yeah.
So he's replacing him. So man.
No.
Not replacing, but.
Well, Magnus is the drummer.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So we have Christian playing the second drum.
Okay.
And he's been with us since I don't know. He's been doing some live sessions, like live musician since 10 years maybe. So.
Do you have a favorite cover that Eric actually put out?
What?
Do you have a favorite cover that Eric actually put out? Cult of Luna specifically.
Look, I think that they're all great out of what we expected from him and what the kind of different stories that we wanted to tell. I mean, look, the first one that he really showed that he's a great artwork guy. I think Somewhere Along the Highway is probably the first time. That's where he kind of found his song. He did Salvation too, but I mean that was his first try at it,
Yeah.
and that was good out of what we talked about. But I think Somewhere Along the Highway is probably where he kind of elevated to another level.
So, a Dawn to Fear. This is the longest time span between album releases. Do you think that was just intentional, or what was the direction of this album?
Look, I still count the album we did with Julie as an album because it took
Mariner.
Yeah,
that was great.
I mean, it took to say so. No, the longest we took was 5 years. That was between Eternal Kingdom and Vertical.
They say it's a compilation, but when you guys released Mariner, I mean that was
because it was as much work to put in as any other album. So, yeah.
Any different direction you guys took with this new album as opposed to the previous 7?
The most important thing is that I started off without any narrative, and I wanted to see what would happen if, like, in terms of my own writing, what would happen if I would just like blank my head and just write that out of instinct, just see what come out, and you
came out with this album.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it so far?
I think I'm really happy with it. It felt like we were a real collective again for some reason, and I think that the main reason was probably the recording process. That we actually spent time together and play. I mean, we have done that in the past too, but since after Somewhere Along the Highway, I moved away from Umeå, which kind of meant that the recording process has been that we kind of met together for a couple of days, and then we kind of split up and recorded our parts in different studios.
Yeah.
But this time, like, we went to Norway to this amazing studio called Ocean Sound Recording, and spent 10 days there just work like a factory. And you can ask, like, if somebody got an idea, we can discuss it right away, and that was an amazing experience. And I want to go back there and do more music.
It seems like you had more free time to spend on this album. I mean, depending on everything you're saying to me, it seems like everything was kind of just open and kind of just relaxed.
Very much, yeah. And I mean, I think one factor is also that we're older now. It's easier to, and we don't have much. It's not like we don't care, because obviously we do, but it's not as like when you're starting off and you really want to prove yourself. Like, we have that's probably the right word. We have nothing to prove. We're just gonna do stuff, and it's not as much. Nothing gets toxic like it might have been before. I don't like. We haven't had a proper band fight in 10 years. And now it's like even more chill out. But we're in different stages in our personal lives too, and better friends, and stuff like that.
Has anything? You did mention about briefly about working in the film industry. Does that also provide some creativity into the music you write as well?
Hopefully not.
No, really.
Hopefully not. No.
When did this start? Like, when the film were you always just attracted to just film in general?
I just don't want a regular job.
Everybody does.
And I have an eye for stuff, I think, or at least the people I work with think so. I get paid for having opinions.
That's a great
way
to get paid.
Don't ask me how it happened. I have no idea. It's a way for me to work with ideas and attitudes I have. I mean, I'm still the same person as the person making music, and I'm not like I don't know what influenced me, because like from my perspective, I think this is probably better that somebody else, try to analyze my thinking than myself, because I'm just looking at the same eyes I've always been, and things that I like on a subconscious level maybe, but I don't feel like it's affect me in any way. I'm just
Because it feels like there's like a dynamic between writing a script and writing lyrics for a song.
Definitely.
Just coming from one writer to another.
Oh yes,
so
yes. It's all about structure and finding the right balance and the peaks and the valleys, and so it's the same way of thinking, but in two different areas. So they don't really coincide. But I probably my attitude towards both comes from the same place, that place.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
A couple more questions. What's your favorite song off the new album?
I think Lights on the Hill, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will we hear that tonight?
If we don't screw up, yeah.
Okay. Out of you guys, the Cult of Luna lineup and the changes you guys have gone,
Yeah.
who's the most serious and who's the funniest? You think? That's a loaded question. I'm putting you on the spot.
Serious. Everybody's pretty funny though.
That's
yeah,
good.
Yeah. I look, serious. It all depends on what you
Define serious.
Yeah, exactly.
By...
I mean, if somebody's in a bad place, they're really serious. Isn't that a marching band?
Yeah, that's downtown Dallas for you.
I love this.
Yeah.
I mean,
this street is the street to actually see when you come to downtown Dallas.
Yeah.
Elm Street. Just this area is called Deep Ellum. There's bars, venues, just in every corner.
It's seriously a marching band. No, it can't be.
Well, it's live music. I believe it's happening.
Oh,
across the
okay,
street.
because like it got louder.
So I broke your train of thought, didn't it? It's like,
I don't know.
okay, I'm gonna wrap it.
Andreas can be really funny though. And everybody's funny.
That's good.
Yeah.
You got to stay.
Oh,
funny,
Chris.
man.
Oh, he's not in the band, but yeah, the live drummer, Christian. He has. If you want to see funny memes, you should follow him on Instagram. Yeah, he
plug it in.
Yeah, he's the meme lord.
What's his Insta tag?
Oh, it's amazing.
Okay, I'll have to look it up.
No. It's impossible for a non-Swede to understand. General Strike.
General.
Yeah, General is General Strike. STRJK. Christian.
General Strike.
Search for Christian Augustine.
All
Yeah,
right,
he has the
I'll make
funniest
sure to check out the memes.
Yeah.
Okay, last question.
No, it must be a marching band.
They might actually be passing through this area. That's how you end an interview.
I love it.
I was gonna ask two, but I'm gonna ask one to make it easier. Your favorite?
Oh yes, that's a marching band. That's a marching band. This is the best thing I've ever seen.
That's a good greeting to the stage.
Yeah,
that's how you start up a tour. That actually
we've come to the right place. I love the city.
That was a perfect one. And Trees has been here forever, so that's the venue to do it. Your favorite artist to collaborate with that you haven't done already?
Oh.
Man, I'm asking you some challenging questions, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I have some things coming up with people I really admire.
Really? Okay. Solo projects?
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I mean, it would have been like there's not that many people. Like, there's a lot of people that I admire and respect and like, but like a guy like Trent Reznor would be just interesting to see what he could do with such a loser like me. I enjoy. I'm a Nine Inch Nails fan, of course. But,
yeah, me too.
But I really like the ambient stuff he's done, like all the
As soon as you mention his name, I could definitely see the similar characteristics between Cult of Luna and Nine Inch Nails. That'd be something, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, but look, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we're too different. So.
But that's okay. Maybe different is what. Different is okay.
I can just imagine him being quite dominant though, and I'm not good with authorities.
You don't know that. You know that.
No.
You gotta just put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Your entire life you've been doing that. Don't stop right now, man. Come on. The marching band. You have everything. This is a good way to start it off. All right, Johannes. Thanks, man. Thanks for your time. Go crush it on this tour. I can't wait to see you guys out there. I've never seen you guys live.
Yeah.
So you guys never come.
And
so
I have already played the song since we got off the tour in December. See if I remember them.
All right.
Yeah.
I can't wait for it.